Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. I am Coach Ray. Thank you for joining me for today's stick mobility class. So for today's class, we are going to need 2 long sticks, okay? And I got the squat rack behind me because that's going to act as a door frame or something for us to push the sticks up into. We're going to get into some fun challenger stuff today. We're going to get into some single leg work. So we are going to work in a variation of a split squat, kind of like a combination of a Dunphy squat and a split squat, okay, kind of like a lunge. And then we're actually going to do some single leg work in terms of squatting. So it's going to be a little challenging, but I think you guys like a little bit of a challenge, right? Then we're going to do 1 core drill, okay? Then when we finish off stretching, we're going to get into those hamstrings. We're going to get into those lateral lines. We're going to open up those anterior tissues. So it's going to be a good one today, folks. So let's go ahead and start off with our foot and ankle drill warm-ups, okay? So I'm going to grab 1 stick here, okay? And so what we're going to do here, going to take a wide stance, okay? Get into our horse stance. I want to have the stick in line with my center line here, okay? Hands are going to be roughly about sternum height, and I'm going to get into that horse stance. So I'm going to squat down a little bit, make sure my pelvis is stacked under my spine here, okay? I'm going to go 1 foot at a time. I'm going to bring that left heel up, okay? Make sure all 5 toes are in contact with the floor here, and I'm going to switch. And as I drop that left heel, bring that right heel up. Good. Switch. Make sure to bring the heel that's dropping all the way to the floor here. And switch. Breathe. Good. Switch. Keep it nice and slow. Right heel drops. Left heel comes up. Switch. Excellent. Switch. And switch. Good. Keep that right heel up. We're going to do some lateral shifts here. So shift the heel inwards towards your midline. Now shift the heel outwards, away from your midline. Shift in. Should be on that big toe. Shift out. Left foot should stay active. Shift in. Shift out. Shift in. And shift out. Good. Back to center. Drop it back down. Left heel comes up. Okay. Shift that left heel in. Shift outwards. Good. Shift in. Shift out. Shift in. Good. Out. 1 last time here. Shift in. And out. Back to center. And down. Excellent. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use the rack for the pelvic tilts here. So I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. All right. So what we're going to do, usually when we do the pelvic tilts, we drive the stick into the floor. Instead, we're going to drive the stick upwards. So reinforce that extension here, okay? So we're going to come over here, okay? Now, you want to have a relatively wide stance. So let's go with shoulder width first, okay? And then we're actually going to widen out the stance as we go along here. So what I want to do is I want to make sure the stick is pressed up into the rack. I want to make sure it's securely there. And I want to have it in line with my center line here. I want to have my hands at belly button height, okay? So what I'm going to do from here, make sure the feet are active, grabbing the ground, okay? Drive the stick up about 20%, just to reinforce that extension. I'm going to drop down into it a little bit, so like that horse stance. And now I'm going to do a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tuck my pelvis in, squeeze my glutes, okay? So our pelvis should be rolling under you. Now I'm going to do an anterior tilt. So driving the stick up 20%. Good. Posterior tilt. Make sure your glutes are contracting. Anterior tilt. Good. Posterior tilt. Tuck that pelvis in, squeeze those glutes, anterior tilt. Good, back to center, and relax. We're gonna widen out the stance, so this is gonna make it quite a bit more challenging. So think about turning your feet, your toes out once, and then heels follow suit, okay? So the stance is gonna be quite a bit wider than shoulder width here. And that's what we're going for. So what we're doing here is we're creating more space in the hips. We're still gonna work with those pelvic tilts here, folks. So, hands are still in the same position. Drive the stick up 20%. Drop down into a horse stance here. So the knees need to be tracking in the same direction as the toes. Keep that tension of pushing up. Now do a posterior tilt. Drive those knees apart. You're gonna notice it's a smidge more challenging here, right? You're gonna get much greater glute activation. Anterior tilt. Make sure you're breathing. Posterior tilt. Good. Anterior tilt. Posterior tilt again. Drop those knees apart. Make sure you're abducting. Good. Anterior tilt. Back to center. And ease off. Good. Okay. So, something a little bit different. Haven't done that one in a little while. So I'm going to turn the camera back a little bit more here. Okay. So now we're going to grab the second stick. We're going to go with lateral tilts. Instead of the sticks being in front, we're actually going to have the sticks out to the side. This is just, again, to connect to those lateral tissues here. So I'm going to get in about a little wider than shoulder width stance here. Okay. Toes are still pointed forward. And I want to have the sticks at 3 and 9. They're in line with my midfoot here, okay? Now what I want to do is I want to make sure I stay up tall, keep my rib cage down, arms straight, drive the sticks into the floor here. And I'm going to, again, drop down, make sure my pelvis is stacked under my spine. I'm going to bump my right hip up, okay? Left hip drops. Now I'm going to bump my left hip up. Good, driving both sticks down 20%. Bump that right hip up. Good, left hip up. Feel those glutes working, okay? Right hip up. Good, left hip up. Excellent, bump that right hip up. Now left hip again. One more time each way. Right hip, bump, left hip. Good, back to center and relax. Excellent. So now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna stretch out the hamstrings just a little bit. So we're gonna use both sticks still. So I'll turn to the side, at least a little bit. Now I'm gonna have both feet close together here. Okay, I wanna have my feet touching. I want the sticks to be angled out, right? So I'll step back a little bit more. I want the sticks to be angled out a little bit here, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my right foot and plant my heel a couple inches in front of the line of my toes on my left foot. I wanna keep that ankle dorsiflexed here, okay? I wanna keep that right knee soft. So what I'm gonna do from here, keeping the sticks laid on my shoulder, I'm gonna start to reach down towards the bottom of the sticks, driving my hips back, okay? Feel a stretch in the hamstring. Try to keep that back neutral. Okay? Come back up. Back down again. Drive those hips back. Keep that ankle dorsiflexed. Okay? Back up. Let's go a couple more. Drive those hips back. Okay, try to reach a little further down that stick if you can. Back up. Let's go one more time. Drive those the hips back. Keep that heel planted. Dorsiflex that ankle. Slowly come up. Return that right foot back. Now we're going to switch feet. Okay? So, ankle dorsiflex. Keep that heel into the ground. Remember, keep a soft knee on that left knee here, okay? So, start to hinge. You're gonna notice one hamstring's a little tighter than the other. For me, today it's my left hamstring. Come back up. Focus on your breathing. As you're going down, you're breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Good. Back up. Excellent. 2 more. Hinge back. Drive those hips back. Drive back. Drive back. Good. Back up. One last time. Drive those hips back. I keep saying heels. Sorry about that. Breathe. Back up. Excellent. Good. Okay. So now we're going to do here, we're going to focus on a little bit of rotation. We're going to do this rotation from a, sorry, not a split position, but a wide stance here. So I'm going to take a wide stance, okay? We'll go my feet outwards. So the reason I'm doing this is, for one, I can keep my glutes contracted, keep my hips at where they're at, and there's not going to be as much rotation here, okay? But also I can kind of manipulate the sticks a little bit more. So my right stick, I'm going to place it behind my right foot here, okay, or behind my right heel. I'm going to have the left stick at 12 o'clock, okay? Now, what I'm going to do from here, I want to make sure I'm driving both sticks down, okay? And my hands are at roughly about shoulder height here, okay? So drive both sticks down about 20%. And what I'm going to do, still squeezing those glutes have to stay tight the entire time. I'm going to drive the left stick forward and rotate the right stick back. Keep both shoulders down. We're going to rotate this right stick back forward. Let's go again. Okay, so driving those sticks down about 15 to 20% tension. Push that left stick forward. Reach back with the right stick. Good, come back forward. One more time. Keep driving those sticks down. Reach forward with that left hand. Rotate back with the right. Breathe. Come back forward. Now we're going to switch sides. We're going to ease off here. Switch sticks, so right stick's at 12, left stick is behind the left heel, okay? So, drive both sticks down, okay, 20%. Okay, keep those glutes tight, reach forward with that right, reach back with that left. Make sure you breathe. Come back up. Good, 2 more times. Drive that right stick forward, rotate back with the left. Good. Come back to center. Let's go one more time. Reach forward with that right, rotate back with the left. 3, 2, 1. Come back forward. Excellent. We're going to wiggle those feet back in just a little bit. Not much. We're still going into some more stuff. So, now we're going to focus on a spine extension drill here. We're also going to add in a little bit of rotations. So for this, again, I'll turn to the side a little bit. You're still going to be in a pretty wide stance, quite a bit wider than shoulder width here. So my hands are going to be about shoulder height here, okay? Now what I want to do from this position, and my feet are slightly angled out, I'm going to drive my hands forward and hinge my hips back, okay? So we're going to open up that T-spine. So drive the hips back, reach forward with those hands. Get as low as you can. Take 3 deep breaths. 2, 3. Back up. Excellent. We'll let T-spine open up a little bit, right? Now we're going to add in some rotations. And as we rotate, you can adjust the sticks as you need to, but we're rotating both shoulders, all right? So let's go on and hinge back. So drive those hands out, drive the hips away. Good. I'm gonna rotate both sticks to my left. Okay, my right arm crosses under my chin, gonna cross my body, I'm rotating to the left, right? Gonna bring it back to center. Now I'm gonna rotate to the right. Left shoulder comes under the chin. Try to keep both arms straight. Back to center. Rotate to the left again. Good. Back to center. Rotate to the right. Good. Back to center. Hold. Slowly come up. Excellent. Bring those feet in, wiggle them in. Let's get one last movement drill here, okay? So we're gonna do a variation of the slap shot. What we're gonna do, we're gonna rotate and tap the stick, each end of the stick to the floor here, okay? So we're gonna go back to that wide stance. Stick's gonna be behind the mid back here, okay? Now first we're gonna start off being centered, and then we're gonna start adding in some shifting and rotation here, okay? So from here, make sure your hands are far out on the stick. I'm gonna hinge my hips back, okay? And I'm just gonna rotate side to side, so kind of like a flow. So I'm gonna rotate the right end of the stick towards the floor, tap that end, come back. Now rotate the left end of the stick towards the floor, tap, good. Rotate to the right, or rotate the right end of the stick towards the floor, tap, good. Rotate the left end of the stick towards the floor, tap. Try to get a little further. Rotate that right end further across your center line, tap. Rotate that left end further across your center line, tap. One more time each way. Rotate, tap, rotate, tap. Good. We're gonna stand up. So now we're gonna get back to that hinge position. And we're gonna do a Cossack squat, but now we're gonna rotate towards the direction that we're actually lunging to. So if I'm lunging to my right, I'm rotating to my right, tapping the left end of the stick to the floor. Okay? So from here, I'm gonna get back into that hinge. Okay? I'm gonna lunge to my right, rotate that left end of the stick, try to get it in front of your big toe. Okay? Come out. Now I'm gonna come back to center. Now I'm gonna lunge to my left, rotate that right end of the stick towards across. Again, try to get in front of that big toe if you can. Back to the center. Lunge to the right, drive off that left leg. Rotate the left end down. Good. Back to center. Lunge over to the left, drive off that right leg. Rotate that end down. Okay? Let's go one more each side. Back to center. Lunge to the right. Rotate that left end. Good. Back to center. Lunge to the left. Rotate that right end. Good. Back to center. Slowly come up. Wiggle. Those feeties in. Awesome. So now we're gonna do here, we're gonna get into the fun stuff. Okay? We're first gonna start off with that Dunphy split squat hybrid. Okay, so we are gonna need a door frame or a rack if you got one. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera over here a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna need a squat rack. Now, in terms of distance of your feet, again, this is really gonna depend on what you're comfortable with, what your mobility allows. Okay, so if you want to go with a bigger split, you're more than welcome to. If you want to go a little bit of a closer split, that's totally okay too. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my right foot forward first. Okay, now my right foot, I want my right foot to be, or I want the stick to be in line with the arch of my right foot here. Okay, so we're really focusing on driving that front leg. That's the main leg that we're working on. So that front leg's gonna be working more. So the back leg, go to get to whatever split you're most comfortable with. Okay? Now, feet need to be active and need to stay active the entire time, so grab the ground with your feet here, okay? Now, where your hands are gonna be at, they're gonna be a little lower than your hip, okay? So from this position first, make sure that back foot is pointed straight forward, okay? Those feet are pointed forward. What I wanna do from here is I wanna drive the stick up into the top of the rack. I wanna go with 50% tension. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna slowly push myself down into that lunge position, driving that front leg forward. Keep that stick centered. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back up. And ease off. Good. It's not that bad, right? Just kidding, it's kind of bad. So, let's go a couple more. Okay? Drive the stick up 60%. Slowly push yourself down into that split squat. Allow that right knee, or front knee to track forward. Hover that left knee off the ground. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back up. Good. Ease off. Let's go one more here. Okay? Then we're going to add something a little special after we do both sides. So, drive the stick up 60%. Slowly drive yourself down. Try to stay as upright as you can. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Back up. And ease off. Good. So now, we're going to switch sides. So my left foot is forward, right leg is back. So the good thing about this particular drill, it'll teach you to stay a little bit more upright in that bottom part of the split squat or a lunge, right? If you're finding you're hinging forward more, drive that stick up harder. It's going to put you in extension here, okay? So, same thing. All right, grab the ground with that left foot. We're going to ball and toes of that back foot here. Drive the stick up, 60%, push. Slowly lower yourself into the split squat. Allow that left knee to track forward. Hold, hover that right knee. 3, 2, 1, back up. Ease off. We're gonna go again 2 more times, okay? Drive the stick up 60%. Try to keep those hips in extension. Upright posture. Push yourself down, nice and slow. Keep it controlled. Hover and hold. 3, 2, 1, back up. Ease off. We got one more time here, guys. Okay? Drive the stick up, 60%. Drive yourself down, nice and slow, keep it controlled. Over that right knee. Hold. 3, 2, 1, back up. And ease off. All right, so now we're gonna do something a little different. Now we're gonna go in repetitions, but now we need to keep that constant tension, driving that stick up, right? So the set's gonna be a little bit more exhausting, okay? So make sure you control your breathing the best way that you can. So, we're gonna set back up, right leg is forward again, okay? Top of the stick. It's in the top of the squat rack here, or door frame, depending on what you're using. Okay, so we are going to do 8 repetitions here. I know it's a lot, but again, we're making it challenging here. So, get set in your position, get that split going, ball and toes to that back foot, okay, grab the ground, drive that stick up, 60%, push down, good, back up, 1. Push down, back up, 2. Pushing off that front leg the entire time, down, up, 3, good, down, up, 4, down, up, 5, 3 more, up, 6, down, up, 7, last one, down, up, 8, ease off. Good. Now we're going to switch sides. So the most challenging part of it, besides doing the actual split squat yourself, is that we have to keep tension the entire time. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but again, we're trying to reinforce good positioning as we go into this, okay? Okay, so same thing, make sure your setup's good, 60%, okay? Drive the stick up, push, okay? Drive yourself down, up, 1, down, up, 2, drop down, up, 3, down, up, 4, down, up, 5, down, up, 6, 2 more, down, up, 7, down, up, 8, ease off. Oh, good God. Okay, now we're gonna switch over into the single leg squat work. So it's gonna be kind of similar to a pistol squat, so we are gonna need both sticks here, okay? So what we're gonna do first, kind of explain a little bit, is we're gonna have one leg going forward. So from my left leg, right leg's gonna be out as we squat down. Only go as low as you comfortably can. And then after we come up, we're gonna go back into a squat, but almost like a skater squat. So we're gonna go back and forth between each one, okay? So, I'm gonna have the sticks. I'm using a ramp. So again, if you have a corner wall, something stable for you to push into. It's gonna be monumentally important. So, now both ends of the sticks are roughly about hip width here, okay? Now, I'm gonna start on my left foot here, so feet together, okay? Again, grab the ground with your toes, all right? So, I'm gonna hover that right foot and I'm going to point my toes here, okay? I'm using the sticks mostly as balance. I'm not generating any tension here, okay? So I'm going to sit almost into a pistol squat. Good, hold that position, back up. Now I'm gonna bring that right leg back and I'm going to go into a skater squat. Hold, back up, good. Right leg goes forward, sit into the squat again. Back up, good. Right leg comes back to the skater squat. Hold, up. Let's go one more time each way. Right leg comes out in front, sit into that squat. Up, good. Right leg goes back, skater squat. And up, and relax. Oop, lost a little bit of bounce there on that last one. So now we're gonna switch sides. So one of the more challenging things about this is stability and balance, right? Make sure that ankle is in a good spot. We're also really trying to focus on stabilizing. So, same thing, right leg is down. Again, keeping that right foot active. Left leg is hovering. Bring that left foot out. Sit into the squat. Good, up. Where left leg comes back. Skater squat. Up. Left leg comes forward. Sit into that pistol. Up. Left leg comes back. Go into that skater squat. Up. One more each way. Extend that left foot out. Hold. Up. Left foot comes back. Down. Hold. And up. And ease off. Good. So, a little bit of flow back and forth. Not too bad, right? Just kidding. I'm a little tired. So, now what we're going to do here, we're going to get into a little bit of core work here. Okay? So, just going to keep it simple. We're going to work with some rotational core drills. So, I'm going to use a rack. So, this would be a door frame, right? Okay? So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up to where the stick is in front of the rack. Okay? Now, with my hands, so the stick is going to my right. My inside hand is palm up. My outside hand is palm down. So I'm going to take a little bit wider than shoulder width stance. Okay? And I'm going to have my arms at 90 degrees. We're going to squat down, and we're going to hinge back just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a bow in the stick by trying to get the stick going back this direction, okay? So, from this position here, you're gonna do a 5-second hold, deep breath in, drive that stick back behind, so pull with the inside hand, push with the outside hand, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Let's go again, create that tension, pull with the inside, push with the outside hand, 3, 2, 1, ease off. Let's go again. Create that tension. Pull, push. 3, 2, 1. One last time. Good. Get set in position. Pull with that inside hand, push with the outside. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Let's go and switch positions. So again, we're just going with a little bit of core activation. Not doing a ton, okay? Same position, okay? Just flipping sides. Get into that stance, get ready, pull with that inside hand, push with that outside hand. Push. 3, 2, 1. Good, ease off. Let's go 3 more. Push. 3, 2, 1. Good, ease off. Again. Push. 3, 2, 1. Ease off. One last time, okay? All right, set, push. 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Good. Okay. So now we're going to get into some deep fascial stretching. So we're first going to start off with a bow and arrow variation for hamstring stretch here. Okay? So I'm going to move the bench over. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to have my left foot set up on the bench, okay? So I want to have my heel on the bench here. Slight bend to this knee, okay? Now my right foot, I want that foot facing forward. So the stick is going to basically be right behind where that left knee is. This is my kneecap, the stick is effectively just right behind it here. Now what I'm going to do is, just like a bow and arrow, my left hand's going to be right where the sticker is, okay? And make sure to keep this ankle dorsiflexed. I'm going to reach up over the top with my right hand, thumb facing down towards the floor. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bow. So I'm going to drive that left hand out, drive the hips away from the stick, and reach down towards my toes. Should be feeling a stretch in the hamstring. Go in and ease off, nice and slow. Good. Rotate that stick a bit, Okay, let's do it again. Okay, slowly drive those hands out, drive the hips away. Make sure you breathe. Slowly come out. Let's go one last time here. Rotate that stick a little bit more. Okay. Drive both hands out, drive the hips away. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides here. Okay, so I'll move this over here. So I'm still facing the camera. Okay. Right heel's on the bench. Okay. Same exact setup. So remember, keep that knee soft, ankle dorsiflexed here. Hands right about where the sticker is. Left hand up over top, thumb facing down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Extend both hands out, drive the hips away. Hold. Control your breathing. 3, 2, 1. Come back out slowly. Rotate that stick a bit. Okay, same thing. Deep breath in. Extend those hands out. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Back in nice and slow. One last time. Rotate the stick a bit. Okay. Last one. Extend those hands out. Drive the hips away. 3, 2, 1. Good. Ease off. Nice and slow. Perfect. Good. Okay. So I'm going to move the bench out of the way here. So we're going to get into the straddle stretch. So I'm going to go on the ground. So ordinarily, for me, I would do this with a pro model or a longer stick. But what we're going to do here, bring your feet out as wide as you can. And what we're going to do is we're going to place the stick right where the arch of your foot is, okay? Now, you want to keep your toes up or feet up. You don't want your feet pointed out here, okay? So keep your feet pointed up towards the ceiling. And what I want to do from here, I'm going to use the stick to tension my weight into it and to make sure my back stays neutral. So what I'm going to do from this position, I'm going to grip out about shoulder width, and I'm going to pull on a stick and pull my chest up and out. Good. You should be feeling a stretch on those adductors here. Okay? Make sure you breathe. Slowly come out. Rotate the stick a bit. Okay? We're going to do it again. We're going to take the hands out a little wider. So now we get a more forward torso position here, okay? Deep breath in, pull on that stick, bring that chest up and out. Should notice a little bit more of an increased stretch here. Breathe, ease off. Good. Rotate the stick a little bit more. Now I'm going to switch and I'm going to grip underhand here, okay? So now not only am I going to pull myself into an upright position, I'm going to use my arms to bring my chest down towards the stick now. So we're going to work in and out of that. We're just going to throttle that stretch a little bit here and there, okay? So palms up, pull on that stick, bring that chest up and out. Now I'm going to pull yourself down, pull your chest down towards the stick, get a bigger stretch, a few seconds, then come off, still keeping that tension on the stick, back straight, pull yourself down again, focus on your breathing, slowly come out, pull yourself down again, Come out. One more time here. Pull yourself down. Breathe. Good. Slowly come out. Ease off that tension. Excellent. Good. All right. So with the straddle stretch, it's a good way to work in and out of those deeper stretches, just so you're not holding it for too long, but it makes it a little bit easier to kind of train into those deeper ranges of motion here, okay? So, now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get into a double monkey hang, loosen up those shoulders, loosen up that back, okay? So, I'm gonna take a big split, right foot is gonna be forward, okay? Left foot is gonna be back. Now the sticks are effective, so when my right leg is straight, they're in line with my right knee. This is make sure that when I go into the stretch, the sticks are aligned with my hips, okay? So, hands up tall, or up at the top of the sticks here. Back foot is straight. I wanna slowly drop into that stretch. Good. And I'm really keeping a lot of the weight on my hands, so I'm getting a real major shoulder stretch here. Breathe. Slowly come up. We're gonna do that again. Slowly drop into it again. Get a good hang. Good. Breathe. Back up. Let's go into it one more time. This time we're going to add in a little bit of rotation side to side from the shoulders. Okay? So, drop into it again. Nice and slow. Get a good hang. Pull those shoulders down a little bit by dropping the sticks into the floor. Now, little rotations from the shoulder, side to side. So rotations are small. Only trying to rotate the shoulders and the T-spine. Good. Back to center. Slowly come up. Switch sides. If your grip's a little tired, that's okay. Okay? Shake your hands out a little bit if you need to. We're gonna do that same thing on this left side here. Okay? Right foot is back. Make sure that back foot is facing forward. You don't want it turned out. You start to lose that stretch a bit here, okay? Gripping the sticks, slowly drop down. And you're getting a full hang. We're not activating the shoulders at all. Slowly come back up. Good, okay? Do it again. Make sure you've got a good grip, a good rope grip. Slowly drop down. Get a good hang. Breathe. Back up. Excellent. One last time here, okay? Now we're adding those rotations again. So, slowly drop into it. Make sure you got a good grip. Push those shoulders down. Little rotations. Your hips, no part of your body should be moving, just your shoulders and T-spine. So a little bit of flow back and forth. Good. Back to center. Slowly come up. Come out of it. That's it. That concludes today's Sick Mobility class. Thank you everybody for joining. Hope everybody had a good class, and I hope everybody had a good new year. It's good to see you guys again. Catch you guys on the next one. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos. Have a good one.